So now we are going to be joined by Reid Duke. How you doing? How you doing, Reid?
Good, good. How are you?
Oh, I am doing wonderfully. Want to know why? Because I get to see guys like you play cube draft. Okay, so now we're going to pick Reid Duke's brain and see exactly how he came up with this awesome blue, black, splash white deck.
Right.
Okay, so this is pack one, pick one. And so we're looking at this pack. What's your thoughts of this pack in general?
Well, it's really disappointing pack. Definitely doesn't have any of the cards that I'm really looking for as a first pick. But that said, there's no reason to panic. I could come into the draft, really wanted to be blue, especially blue control. And even though the blue cards aren't maybe not the best, most powerful cards in this pack, there's nothing strong enough that's going to make me want to deviate from my original plan. So the cards I really considered were Aeon Chronicler and Underground Sea.
Okay, it looks like you selected the Aeon Chronicler.
Yeah, it's nice to just have your win conditions in place right away. It's adds late game power to the deck, and it happens to be really powerful card if Control Mirror ever comes up.
All right, so let's look at your second pick. And now we see a pack that I'm looking at. I don't see any actual blue cards, except for the Shadow Mage Infiltrator and the Cruel Ultimatum. That's I think you put both of those to the front of the pack.
Yeah. I briefly considered the Cruel Ultimatum.
I got really excited when you did that. I was really hoping you would pick a Cruel Ultimatum.
I kind of was hoping I would too. It's just the kind of card I love to play. As I was saying, have your late game power. However, it's just the mana cost that stopped me. Not only is it like restrictive in the sense that it puts you into a 3-color combination right away, but I also really look to pick up the colorless mana fixing, like the Thran Dynamos and the Mind Stones, and those cards just don't mesh with Cruel Ultimatum.
They don't cast them very well
yeah,
at all.
I figured go with the safe pick, the Shadow Mage Infiltrator.
All right, so let's look at pick 3, and still no blue.
Yeah, still no blue.
Still no blue, but you settled on a nice white card here.
Yeah, Faith's Fetter is just one of my absolute favorite cards. I really like how it answers Planeswalkers and answers artifacts, and the life gain is really powerful. And yeah, basically just perfect card for a control deck, but I'd even be fine playing it as a removal spell in an aggro deck.
All right, so let's look at pick 4. So now we're seeing some solid cards.
Yeah, at this point I'm like real happy, expecting to go white. Balance is, I think, a really powerful card, even with no combos, but getting it this early in draft also lets me change around my priorities, go for maybe suspend cards, like I already had the Aeon Chronicler, or artifacts, planeswalkers, all non-creature, non-land permanents are really good with balance. Okay,
so let's take a look at pick 5, which is the last pick we're going to look at on this pack, and it's, you still stick with your game plan with Wall of Reverence.
Yeah, Wall of Reverence I really like as a powerful defensive card. I historically have had trouble against mono red when I draft this archetype, so having a really powerful tool there is great. Isolated Chapel, definitely consideration. Not sure what the better pick was, but I went with the wall here.
All right, so now we're going to take a look at pack 2, pick 1. And it looks like you are committing to quite a few colors now.
Well, at this point, I had some really good white cards, some really good black cards. I believe I had the Aeon Chronicler, maybe one other, medium blue card, but I still really liked the idea of going for a control deck in those Esper colors.
And Esper Charm's a great card to add to any control deck that can cast it. All right, so let's look at the second pick. And there's a great card.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite cards in the whole cube. Just trumps all other Planeswalkers, which are cards that I really value and prioritize.
Yeah.
And it's just perfect win condition.
Yep. Karn Limited, Karn Liberator is the card we're talking about if you notice. It's really big. All right, so let's look at pack 2, pick 3, and another Planeswalker.
Yeah, another Planeswalker. The only thing that's a little questionable here is I'm putting myself heavily into both white and black. I'm still not even sure if the blue is going to come at all, but I just really want another Planeswalker. Planeswalkers are among the best cards in the cube, and they kind of get more powerful the more you have because your opponent can only attack one at a time.
Right. All right, so pick 4 of pack 2, and there's where we get another good blue card.
Yeah, that's the card I'm looking for. The powerful card draw spells are just the bread and butter of this archetype. When you cast a card like Fact or Fiction, if you're not immediately dead, if you get to untap, your chances of winning just skyrocket.
All right, so pick 5 from pack 2, and we have quite the removal spell here at Marshall Creek.
Yeah, removal spell, a sweeper, and a win condition in one. Perfect card. It gets even better if I have artifact acceleration, But at this point, my deck's gonna have a lot of card draw, a lot of lands, and I'm planning to get to 7 mana. So great
All right,
card.
let's get into pack 3. Look what you picked up first. Whoa, now that's one of the top blue cards in Magic.
Absolutely.
In this cube.
Yeah, absolutely.
Control Magic.
And it kind of filled a hole that my deck needed just in as a nice, efficient answer to a single creature. I had Damnation and Martial Coup, but nothing quite like Control Magic, so I was happy here.
All right, so second pick in this pack, and we go with the Inquisition of the Kozilek. Tell us a little bit about this pick.
Well, Opposition's definitely the best blue card here, but it's not for my deck. I didn't really have that many creatures, maybe after a Martial Coup or something. But Inquisition basically fills the role of an early play. It can be defensive, strip their, Ankh of Mishra, their Shrine of Burning Rage, whatever it's going to be. And also happens to be good in a control mirror where we're trading counterspells. So I'm really happy to pick up a card like Inquisition.
All right, so third pick in pack 3. It seems a little weird. It seems like Thawing Glaciers would be a great card for you. I don't think you picked that Mind Desire, did you?
No, the Mind's Desire, I moved it to the front because it's just a powerful, swingy, exciting card. But it's not what my deck needed at this point. I went with the Thawing Glaciers because it's going to help me get to those 7 mana spells, and it's going to fix my mana, which I desperately needed.
So make note, Thawing Glaciers was the pick here, and quite a pick, what a pick it was. So fourth pick in pack 3. Well, we are drawing some cards with Ancestral Visions.
Another great card draw spell, another early play. Perfect.
All right, so pick 5, the last pick we're going to take a look at. There's a great card if you are black and white.
Yeah, I mean, if you know Standard, Esper Planeswalkers with Lingering Souls, perfect archetype. Lingering Souls, in addition to its synergy with Planeswalkers, pretty good with balance because I can discard it and then have the flashback later. And, stops the non-white swords from getting in. Just a really good defensive card, and it can also pressure opposing Planeswalkers.
So were you happy at the end of this draft, looking at all your cards and building your deck?
Yeah, the only thing that was questionable was I had a lot of close picks between dual lands and powerful cards, and I repeatedly erred on the side of just picking up the powerful card. And in the end, I was like, oh, where are all my dual lands? Because I had 3 colors equal deck with all these cards that I wanted to play with, but I couldn't really have my cake and eat it too. I had to choose 2 colors out of the 3 to be my main colors and then splash the third. I ended up blue-black with just a few white cards.
All right, so this was a great draft. I hope you do really well with it. Thank you, Reid Duke. And we will be back with some more news deck stuff for you guys.